Well, the new Fantastic Four trailers just dropped, so let's go ahead and get into it and see what we can find out about this new movie. Alright. First things first, I don't hate the aesthetic vibe of this trailer. I like a lot of what they're going for. I do have criticisms, but the overall aesthetic, not too bad.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week.
Okay, so we've got Sue Storm and we've got Reed Richards here. That looks like it might be an investor prior to the launch. Here we go.
It's 7 on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
So I'm not a huge fan about the way that Pedro Pascal is delivering the line from Reed Richards there. It just seems a bit ham-fisted. I'm not sure exactly if I'm getting that across the right way, I'm thinking, but it's just like, there seems like there's too much of an intention to make him sound like he's purposefully over-pronunciating every single word to the point where even at the end of what, there's like a hard T there. So it kind of, it's a little off-putting. I think that I understand that they're going for more of like this deliberate, intentional, intelligent, nerdy kind of deliberation there, but I also feel like it's just a little bit weird. It's a little off. It's a minor nitpick. It really is. But overall, still not looking too bad.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming?
So everyone's talking about The Thing. Everyone is talking about The Thing online. It's been going around. And I have to say, in terms of comic book accurate looks, I think this works pretty well. I will say this. I'm not a fan of the costume. I don't like the look of the costume that Thing has on throughout the duration of this film, at least in the trailer that we've seen. Growing up in the early 2000s, 2005s, Michael Chiklis is going to be the gold standard for The Thing, and the amazing thing about that is that that version of The Thing was entirely practical effects, so you didn't have to worry about individually animating every single rock effect on a person's body, especially not since he's a main character. So I think there's a lot of value in the practical effects over CGI, but I remember seeing that a lot of the stuff that we saw in behind the scenes for this film had him in this outfit. I think that's a way for them to cut down on their need to constantly animate the rocks so that we can get more fluid motions without needing to spend hours and hours and hours and hours in a makeup chair for the actor. Okay? I understand why they're going this way, and in terms of comic book accuracy for like the face, it's pretty freaking amazing. My main gripe with it is that he's not in the classic look where he's just kind of wearing the shorts and the boots, and he's got a strange voice for The Thing. I wish it was a little more gravelly. I wish it was a little deeper. I wish it was a little bit more aggressive. I like that version. I like that voice, that type from The Thing that I've grown up watching, and everything that I've seen has had that deeper, gravelly voice, and this is kind of the first one apart from the 2015 movie that we will not mention or name, that had a too similar a voice to the original voice of Ben Grimm.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. Okay, is this guy good or what?
So there's a lot of slow build-up, and this is a teaser trailer, so that's perfectly reasonable. It does take a bit to get to the action sequence, and I don't hate the fact that Ben Grimm is excited about the food. I actually like that. It's a nice, quirky, individualistic kind of character trait about him that gives him a little bit more of this air of innocence and appreciation for the little things in life, making him not be a completely different person once he gets his powers. I like that a lot.
I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious, I just want to add a little bit of...
So I like the accent on The Thing. But again, that voice just is a little too high-pitched. I wish it was a little deeper.
Okay.
Be my
-5. Before we went up the first.
So we have shots of them before they go up. This is them as they're preparing to go up. They got this kind of 1950s, 1960s futuristic style going on for it. I like it a lot. I think that the 4:3 visual is actually really nice. I really do like that. I think it makes it look kind of a little bit more like it's supposed to fit into this aesthetic a little more, rather than a large, wide-screen shot that we would normally get. So I like this a lot.
You couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock. The best pilot in the world.
Yeah, stuff like that. That right there, I think that's going to really help sell the movie on the 1960s aesthetic. We've got some dialogue coming from Reed Richards here, lamenting the fact that everything's changed in recent history of their lives. And we've got him mentioning that he's upset about the fact that Ben Grimm is now a rock, that Johnny is a match, and that he can't see Sue Storm. And we get some encouraging words from Sue Storm later on in the trailer. This is Ben Grimm before he goes up, standing next to Reed Richards, and it just looks like a normal, good sort of, just a normal thing to see. Again, I wish I saw a little bit more salt and pepper on Reed Richards' hair in when he's actually being Mr. Fantastic, when we actually get to see him as Mr. Fantastic. But we've only got a few brief shots of that, so maybe they'll have it a little bit more fixed up in the actual final rendition of the movie.
Right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire. Ben has always been a rock.
So, Johnny Storm in this, the fire effects, pretty good. I'll say. I like it a lot. It looks good. He's got a lot of great moments of him flying around and stuff like that. There's very little in regards to the actual plot of the movie that's revealed in this trailer, and I think that's a good thing. We obviously get the end shot where we see Galactus, and there's a lot of this dialogue talking about them, and it seems like they're experimenting. It's kind of an origin story, but kind of not an origin story. I like it. I like the way that this movie feels. I really hope they do a good job with it. Let's go ahead and get back into this.
Johnny is Johnny.
Hi.
So I like this shot here. I like the fact that they're keeping it consistent, that Johnny Storm has issues in space and whatnot. I think right here he's trying to see if he can't reach the moon. Not sure, obviously. Once the movie comes out, we'll actually get to see some more stuff. But a lot of the effects in this actually do look pretty good, which is nice because a lot of Marvel movies have had some pretty bad effects recently. So at least it seems like they're giving animators time to do their job properly nowadays.
I am right here. Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it.
So that looks like it might be an oncoming of Galactus. It might be anything else. Actually, it could be the aftermath of something else happening. I'm not sure. I have no idea what's going on in this shot. It looks like the Thing is in that bottom left-hand corner. Johnny Storm's on the left side, and then you got Reed and Sue staying next together. That could be the Galactus coming in. That could be it. And then that's when the actual final boss starts to happen. Or maybe this is something preluding Galactus' arrival, like in the 2007 Rise of the Silver Surfer movie. So I like a lot of that, like I said, I've liked a lot of the aesthetic in this. I think that Fantastic Four car is pretty interesting there. You got a lot of these shots with Johnny here flying around. The movement on Ben Grimm is a little weird. A lot of his steps seem too close together. He seems to be very rigid, but I actually don't think that that's a bad thing. There's a lot of puns in regards to the Thing in this movie trailer. But I think that a lot of the rigidity is actually a good addition because it can add a little bit more realism to the fact that it's a living rock, you know?
As a family.
So the suits, I'm not a huge fan of the suits. I've already spoken my piece about the Thing. I think that Sue Storm's suit is pretty decent. I don't hate it. I'm not a huge fan of Mr. Fantastic, and I'm not a huge fan of Johnny Storm. I think if they were to simplify it a little bit and make it a little, Like they're trying to give it a 1960s vibe, keeping it relatively consistent with the comic books, but they're also making it out of this thicker material, so it kind of looks like they're just wearing a bunch of sweaters, and it's pretty off-putting. You know, if they were to do something a little bit more like the actual leotard that they wear in the comics, it would feel a little bit more genuine in regards to the original design of the costumes. I don't hate it. Yeah, I don't hate it, but I also just think that they look a little weird, you know? And I'm not sure why it is they're standing on this random circular movement unless this is something for a TV ad that they're doing in their universe. I don't know. I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of concerns. There's been a lot of things talking about this movie. There's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of things to worry about, especially since it's modern day Marvel. And a lot of their stuff has been really bad and really poorly done in regards to properly adapting the comics and making their characters into completely foreign entities from what they initially were. So I have my concerns. I am hopeful because I do like a lot of the vibe of this movie trailer, but I have my concerns. I don't like a few things. I've made sure to mention some stuff. But a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing in this trailer looks pretty good. I just have minor issues with some of the creative decisions in regards to the way the character acts, looks, so on and so forth. And again, it remains to be seen. Hopefully when this movie comes out, it'll blow us all away, and it'll be an amazing rendition of the Fantastic Four, since the best one we've gotten on live action right now is still the 2005 Fantastic Four movies from Fox. So hopefully, we can do better than that, even though those movies will forever be goated in my heart and mind. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have a great day and a great rest of the week.